All right. Good evening. Hello, everyone. It is Friday night. It is 7 o'clock, and that only means one thing. It is time for this week's 1 hour live stream. Hope you guys have all been having a good week. Gonna get the footage rolling here. And let's see, gonna wait for some folks to start trickling in. All right, getting settled in here. So, joining us on the show this week, we have Titanic up here at the top. We've got USS North Carolina and USS New Orleans. And down here, we have RMS Mauritania. And that's what we've got going on this week. See some got some ship news this week. In case you guys haven't heard, we've got an update on the dry docking for the USS Kidd. Be going over that in just a second. Let you guys know what's happening with the Kidd. She will be going into dry dock later this year. The plan is for the ship to go into dry dock in April to go undergo repairs, and she'll be doing that for. She'll be in dry dock for probably about a year or so. They're going to do, structural repairs to the superstructure, the hull, and I think they're going to repaint the whole ship as well. And it sorely needs to be repainted, so that's going to be a good thing. I believe it's supposed to happen in April. Of course, it's going to be dependent on whether or not the Mississippi is high enough for them to get the ship to float off of the platform that it's resting on. If that is the case, then it's moving out of dry dock or moving into dry dock from Baton Rouge. And we now know the location of where this dry docking is going to be taking place. So all this time, originally, we thought it was going to be in New Orleans. That's what I had heard for the longest time, so that's what I kept telling you guys and saying on the channel and in the Discord. But it turns out the ship is not going to be going to New Orleans. The ship is going to be going to Houma, Louisiana, where it'll undergo its dry docking. The company is called Thomas C., and they will be doing the dry docking repairs. And from what the news article said, the museum is going to be continuing to do tours throughout the dry docking. So much similar to the USS Texas, if you know what's going on over there. Oh, we've got someone life through a lens. Ahoy! What is up, Matt? Oh, Matt, you got a new YouTube channel name. Excellent. Cool. That's excellent. I didn't even notice that. I saw you posted a video on your channel, and I did watch it. But I did not know that, or I did not realize that you changed your YouTube channel name. So, Life Through a Lens. Why don't you go ahead and fill us in on what you're going to be doing with your channel? Because I'm assuming this name change is going to kind of come with like a rebranding of your channel. So, what are you going to be doing with that, my friend? Tell us all about it. So Kidd coming or going to, not coming from, going to Houma, Louisiana for dry dock repairs. It's going to be there for probably a year. They're going to be doing tours while it's in dry dock. So I think that is an excellent thing for them to do. I think it's a great thing. It will give them the opportunity to continue to do the tours. Will continue to let them basically make money for the ship. The these ships have to have money constantly flowing in to keep up with the revenue, that it or the cost that it takes to keep these ships, you know, um, I guess not in service is the right word, but keep them in existence for lack of a better word. Wolf, what is up, my friend? How has your week been? It's been a pretty chilly week over here. We had some of the lowest temperatures that we've gotten in quite some time here. Um, the coldest day we got was 22 degrees one morning, and us Cajun folks in Louisiana, we're not used to that kind of weather. It's it can be murder. Had roads shut down, schools were shut down, accidents on the highways. You never, we don't experience that kind of stuff. Wolf's Week has been cold and boring. Yep, pretty much the same for me, but I did get a lot of work done on the current Titanic model I'm working on, so I'm real happy about that. Of course, you guys are in the Discord, so you've seen how it's coming along. Matt says, so yeah, it's going to be rebranded. I'm still doing photography stuff, but it's literally what the name says, just living life, documenting things, and making videos. Well, excellent. Um, what we need to do, Matt, and I'm gonna find this on my channel here. There's I gotta remember where to find it, but basically, somewhere on the channel there's a section, channels I like, or I like these channels, and basically it's we kind of promote each other's channels. I've got my buddy Bill Keys, his channel. So anytime someone goes to the tab on my channel, that's channels that I like, or I like these channels, they will always see my buddy Bill Keys' channel there. We need to do that with our channels. I'll put you on my I like these channels, and and you put me on yours, and it's a good free way to promote each other's channels. So if you want to do that, I will get with you after the live stream tonight, and we can get that put into place, because it only takes a few minutes from what I gather. Matt says, might do some speaker repair vids, maybe home projects, just life, maybe travel vlogs eventually. Nothing wrong with that. I am planning to go back to USS Alabama probably within the next couple of months. So, oh, excuse me, guys. If you are interested in joining me for that, you're certainly welcome to. Be a good video for your channel. It's always a good time. Oh, cool. Yes. Definitely. So, Wolf, what's been going on with you, my friend? Are you still working on your USS California model? How's that going? Like I said, as you guys know, I am working on a Titanic model, the Revell 1-700. Got most of all of the wooden decks on the forward B deck, the well deck, and the bow are all in place. I'll be working on the stern later on this evening after the live stream. Wolf says, seeing USS Alabama would be cool. Yeah, it is most definitely cool, Wolf. I've been to the ship several times over the years, and I want to get back this year. Like I said, probably, excuse me again, guys, probably in the next couple of months before it starts getting too hot, which we still got a while before that happens. Will says, I haven't been able to work on her because of the cold. Yep. If you're gluing or painting, yeah, that's not really stuff you can do indoors unless you have some type of like small paint booth or something, obviously. So yeah, that can be an issue. Now, unless you're brush painting, You can brush paint just fine indoors. I do it all the time without an issue. But yeah, gluing, and especially when you're using a whole bunch of glue, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Hmm. And I got some news. My let's see, hold on. It says my parents don't want me stinking up the room when it's below freezing for some reason. Well, I can't say that I blame them there. Yeah, you really don't want. I made the mistake one time. I forget which model I was working on, where I was gluing some pieces together, and clumsy me knocked over about half the bottle of the glue. And it was not too long before I went to bed, and the entire house just, oh my God, it was awful. I ended up opening a giant crack in the living room window, and it took, I had to let it air out overnight because the smell was so bad. It's so strong. So yeah, I can't say I blame them for that. And by the way, guys, if you haven't noticed, we are looking at footage of the USS New Orleans, which we were talking about that ship this morning in the Discord. How she see her bow right there. How she had a 150-foot section of that bow blown off by a torpedo, and that ship still did not sink. So yeah, shows you how strong she was. But anyway, let me go grab something real quick. I want to show you guys something. I'll be right back. Okay, so as you guys know, uh, this is the Titanic model I'm currently working on, Revell 1 to 700. I'm working on the 1 to 700. That way I can also do the 1 to 700 Olympic after that, and I'll have both those ships in 1 to 700 size. But I have also ordered a second kit like this that I intend to convert to the third and final sister of the Olympic class, the Britannic. You see, I got a little 3D print of her right here. And I will be converting that Titanic into the Britannic. I've already got some of the pieces ordered I've needed to make the conversion. I contacted the seller today to find out when the kit is going to be shipping, and he told me, or she told me, that it would be shipping this evening. I'm still waiting for some type of confirmation on that, but that's what they told me. So hopefully by this time next week, I will have Britannic here as well. Wolf says, I think this year I really need to collect some more American heavy cruisers. I will recommend the ship we were just looking at, USS New Orleans. And as you can see, we've changed. We're looking at old Tex here, BB-35. We haven't looked at the Texas in a bit. And I'm super excited. I can't wait for the day to come when I've got old Tex on display here on the shelf. As you guys know, I've got the kit. I just got to get to work on it, but I think I'm going to try and finish the Olympic class first because that's been, my dream has been to have the Olympians all together. So I'm going to probably finish those first, and then I'm going all in on the Texas hardcore. And when I say hardcore, I'm like, I've even considered taking some time off from work so I can just dive right into that ship and get it going. Wolf says, I only have Indianapolis and Salem. Indianapolis would definitely be on my list because, of what happened to it, the history behind the ship. And as you know, I have said that um, how I learned about the Indianapolis was, of course, from Jaws. It's one of my favorite monologues ever done in a movie when Quint is telling the story of how he survived the Indianapolis. Wolf really want a New Orleans class and a Baltimore class. Well, as you know from watching this channel, you have the actual USS New Orleans in 1 to 700 in the Trumpeter. And New Orleans is on the shelf here this week. I haven't, she hasn't been with us in a few weeks, but there she is, all nice and finished. And it's a great little kit. I can't build anything this small again. It was just too much for me. But I mean, you may enjoy building one this size. I don't know. I'm still waiting to debut the kid on the live stream. There's nothing else to put on the model itself with the exception of the decals, which I am still waiting on. Hopefully, I was hoping to have them by the end of this week, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm still waiting to hear from the guy because he's actually doing the decals for the kid, Britannic, and Olympic. Because the one thing the Olympic kit did not come with was the decals. Um, Fortunately, it came with everything else. I checked all the sprues against the instruction manual, and everything is there with the exception of the decals. So I imagine he's doing all three sets for me at one time, and as soon as he lets me know they're ready, I'm going to get them. Wolf looks great. Thank you, my friend. Also says USS Houston looks pretty cool, but there isn't a model of her, sadly. There is a Cleveland class Houston I can make, but not a heavy cruiser one. I'm not familiar with the Houston. I know in game I was not a big fan of the Pensacola class. Like in game, I mean by in World of Warships. But speaking of models, there's going to be a modeling event relatively close to me in Metairie, Louisiana, in a few months, and I'm thinking about entering some of my ships into the contest. And I think the number one entry I'm going to have is USS North Carolina because I think to date she is the best looking ship that I have built. I would put Mauritania looks great as well. Queen Mary looks great as well. So those three, if I enter any three, it would probably be those three, and more than likely um, the 1 to 700 Titanic because she is so far looking really, really good. I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm really happy with how she's coming out so far. Wolf says I'll post a picture of Houston. Yeah, post that in the Discord, Wolf. Wolf, I personally think your New Orleans is one of your best. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am happy with how it came out. I was just really, really frustrated with the building process, and I've explained this before with the pieces being so tiny and having to use tweezers for just about everything. Um, yeah, it was just I just don't want to build anything that small again. Do I regret building it? No, because I've got this really awesome ship with amazing history in it. Man, imagine if that ship would have been salvaged. How cool would it have been to tour that ship? And for those who may not know, we're kind of waiting on pins and needles to see what's going to happen with the big U, SS United States. There is a court case that started on Thursday, and it's basically going to decide the fate of the ship. Um, so the where she's moored at in Philadelphia, they whoever owns the dock that she's moored at is they according to the conservancy, they raised the rent during COVID and like basically violated the terms of the lease or whatever. The yard is saying that they had the right to do that, and it's come down to where it's going to be settled in court. Um, if the conservancy loses this court case, they've said that they're going to be left with no option but to have to sell the ship for scrap, which that would be absolutely terrible. Well, it says, I'm really worried about SS United States. As am I, Wolf, as am I. Um, they have a plan in place to basically turn the ship into what the Queen Mary is in Long Beach. A museum ship, a tourist attraction, a hotel. They have a plan in place. They've got the people that want to do it, but they need time. And they still don't have an official place to put the ship yet. They want to put it in New York because that was her original home port. But so far, I don't think that it's anyone has come forward yet and said that she can be put there. So if they lose the case, chances are the ship's going to get scrapped, and that would be really really sad. Wolf, they can't even sink her. Um, I don't know if they can sink her or not. I don't know if that was ever even considered as an option. From what I read from the Conservancy, because I get a newsletter from them, um, if the ship, if they lose the court case, the ship would probably more than likely have to be scrapped. I've not heard anything about sinking her and like making her a reef or something. I hope, though, hoping against hope that it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, I hope that they will, uh, maybe start selling pieces of the ship as a souvenir or something, before they just completely scrap her and turn her into razor blades. Because I would definitely make an effort to get something. I feel like a coral reef is way better than scrap metal. I agree. Or as I say, that's one of the common things when they talk about ships being scrapped is turning them into razor blades. I don't want to shave my face with the hull. Matt, and yeah, I have more than enough gear to do YouTube. It's time to put my anxiety aside and just do it. Yeah, definitely. And you and I have. He says I already have a plan for my first video. Well, excellent. Um, and make sure you share in Discord as you start putting content. We have the self promotion channel in Discord. I know you're not in Discord too much because you think you're too cool to hang out with us, but use it as a tool to help with your channel. But yeah, I will get with you after the stream, and we can do that thing I was telling you about channels I like. And if it helps you, if doing a channel will help you deal with any type of anxiety that you have, then you definitely need to get into it. And I would suggest patience. Success does not happen overnight. So, keep that in mind. It's taken me over a year to get 1,000 subscribers, but I still feel happy and good about where my channel is. We have a great little community on Discord. I'm extremely happy with our community there, and I'm starting to get more interaction on the channel with people commenting and checking out the videos. So it's a slow build. Uh, you know, don't get don't get discouraged. But it is, you do have to put the work in. You need to go all in on it if you're going to do it. He said, I just forgot about Discord. I need to use it more. Like I said, I just assumed, you think you're too cool to come hang out with all of us on Discord. No, but this Discord is, I really, really love our community on the Discord server. I really do. And if you want to come join us and hang out, it's All American Travels on Discord. The same icon or logo that you see on the YouTube channel is the same one for the Discord channel. So come check us out there. And Discord is kind of one of the only places I'm really active as far as like social media. I'm really not into social media too much anymore. Need a quick drink chat to wet the throat. Give me 1 second. As soon as the live stream's over, I gotta go run to the store and get some more drinks because I am completely out. Other than the little swig that I've got left. So, Wolf, did you see? We were talking about the big U. Did you see the news on the kid? What's going on with the kid? They have announced where she's going to be. I talked about it a bit at the very beginning of the live stream. I don't know if you had saw that or not. Matt, I know you saw it because we talked about it a few days ago. As soon as they announce the exact date, rest assured I'm going to be there. Look at that ship sinking right there. Looks like it's coming out of the water. Oh, look, and that just magically disappeared. I think one of the Iowas is going in a dry dock this year as well. Wolf, I haven't seen anything about the kids. So, what's happening, Wolf, is they announced this week where the kid will be going to dry dock for its repairs. They were saying New Orleans for the longest time, but it's not going to be New Orleans. It's going to be in Houma, Louisiana. And it's supposed to be happening in April, as long as the river gets high enough for the ship to be able to float off of its platform that it's sitting on. For those who have been following the channel for a while, Houma is the home of the Rougarou Festival. We did that the last 2 years. Those are some videos that are on the channel. It's probably one of my absolute favorite festivals in Louisiana, next to like the Renaissance Festival. Man says, yeah, I looked up the yard. Yeah, it's called Thomas C. In Houma, and they will be doing dry dock tours. Uh, According to the article, while the ship is still in dry dock. So I think that's incredible that they can keep raising money for the ship because these ships, these museum ships, they cost money, to maintain the ships, to keep them up, and I don't know if it receives state funds of any kind. I don't think it does. Excuse me, but I'm not 100% certain. Wolf says New Jersey is going to dry dock. Okay, I couldn't remember which one. I thought it was Iowa, and the reason I thought it was Iowa is because I believe they are selling pieces of their teak deck as well. Electronics Destroyer, I got Wii Motion Plus on my Wii Mote, and hello. Well, hello back, my friend. Cool deal. I don't know much about the Wii's. I do most of my gaming activity on PC, but cool deal. Welcome back. And how have you been? Yeah, Texas, and Wolf, speaking of which, USS Texas announced or showed this morning some variations of their teak deck that they're selling. I'm sure they're insanely expensive, but you may just want to look at it just to see how cool they look. I did put it in the Discord. Of course, now I do have I do have a teak deck. Uh, this is teak deck from USS Alabama that I bought last year. See, it's got a nice engraving of the museum logo right there. It's got a little story right there on the thing, and another piece of the logo down here. That's the original teak deck. I would love to get one from Texas and Iowa, but I got to see what those prices are first because I can tell you this one was a pretty penny. Yeah, I always keep that on the shelf. Destroyer doing good. Excellent. Good. Glad to hear it. Uh, hope you've hope you have fared well in the bitter cold that has swept the nation this week, assuming you are in the United States. So it's been pretty chilly here. Again, we're watching footage of old Tex here. Can't wait till they finish. Oh, look what we have here. We have the ship Beautiful. Funny thing about Aquitania, she was eventually supposed to be a sister to Mauritania and Lucy. Of course, she ended up coming later, much later down the line. So not really a sister, more like a cousin, if that's possible in the shipping world. But doesn't she look amazing? No, I say, Destroyer, it's snowing in my location. 5:35 p.m. Okay, well, I'm assuming you're out somewhere on the West Coast, Destroyer. Matt says, wonder if we could get a piece of the kid. I would imagine that remains to be seen. If they're selling old pieces, I mean, there was never a teak deck on the kid, so you can't buy a teak deck. Um, I don't know. That's a good question. Wolf, it's a crime there isn't a model of her, of course, referring to Aquitania. Of course, I 100% agree with that. I mean, unless you want to buy one of those resin models, and they are insanely expensive. They look great, but man, are they expensive. I've looked into them. I think a 1 to 700 model of the Carpathia. And for those who may or may not remember, the Carpathia was the ship that rescued all the Titanic's survivors. That ship's probably half the size of Aquitania, and a 1 to 700 model of that ship is over $100. So imagine how much more. a 1 to 700 model of a ship the size of Aquitania would be. It's insane. But there she is, a ship, beautiful. That reminds me, I am just curious, has anybody looked at the thumbnail for this week's video? There are three ocean liners in that video, or not video, in the thumbnail. There are three ocean liners in that image. That is the thumbnail for this week's live stream. Does anybody know which ships those are? And here we are. USS North Carolina, the showboat. Wolf, no way I'm buying resin. I'm not going to give myself an early death. I'm too clumsy for that stuff. Well, the ones I look at, Wolf, are actually pre-assembled. I mean, when you get them in, you can choose to paint them or not. It's usually probably a good idea. Um, I don't know how once it's completed and done. I don't know how toxic it would be to you in that situation. Matt, I want to get a 3D printer and make stuff. I would love to have a 3D printer. It'd be a whole lot easier to make my own custom pieces to make models of the ships that I want. I know earlier this week, Wolf posed the question in Discord, would it be possible to convert a model of Mauritania into Lusitania? Because there's really none out there for Lucy, except for these 1 to 350 old kits that people want over $300 for, and I'm not paying that much for any model. I wouldn't even pay that for Olympic, and I paid a pretty penny for Olympic. But while we're on that discussion, Wolf says, I don't think I want one either way. Talking about the resin models. Thankfully, I can live without some ships in my collection. Um, for the most part, I agree with that. However, I'm thankful to say that the majority of the ships I want in my collection, I already have. And just some of them need to be built. I've got the Texas, I've got Olympic, I will have Britannic. Um, all the ones that are the only one that is super high on my priority list that I do not have, cannot find, is Lucy. Well, however, I wish there were plastic models of USS Arkansas and USS New Mexico. Yeah, those would be nice to have. But yeah, other than Lucy, there's not any left that I absolutely have to have it. No matter what, I'd be willing to pay any price. We're about to take a torp at the bow here. Oh, and on the side. But North Carolina can withstand that. As you can see, she's a beast. But going to that thing about can you convert the Mauritania into Lusitania? Well, here's the thing. So this is the only known model of Mauritania that I know of. This Airfix 1 to 600. You're not going to find too many of these. I don't think they make them anymore. I could be wrong on that. And doing some ships side by side, like doing real pictures, side by side comparisons of Mauritania and Lusitania, it looks to me like the bridges of each ship are different. And of course, if you look at Mauritania, you see all these calvets going up on top of the boat deck, and they're on both sides of the ship. Lusitania did not have nowhere near as many of these calvets on the ship as Mauritania did. And I think that would be a relatively simple fix. You would just, I guess, you would only use the amount of calvents that Lucy had, and where there are holes in the decks, you just fill them in with putty. And I think that would be an easy fix there. but I don't know what you would do in the case of altering the bridge on the ship. That could be a bit of a challenge. Uh, so, so that's where we're at with potentially converting Mauritania into Lucy. Wolf, what about Alabama? By the way, what scale do you want Alabama in? Yes, I did forget Alabama, Wolf. Alabama is the Mighty A is definitely high on the priority list. So yeah, Alabama and Lucy would be like the two that I really want. Fortunately, there are Alabama models out there, and I believe the one that I was most interested in was the 1 to 350. Wolf, maybe use paper or something to make the bridge. You could probably get someone to custom make the bridge for you. So one thing that I was thinking about before I bought the Sullivans with the intent to convert it to the Kid, I was going to buy the Tamiya 1 to 350. Oh, it took another torpedo hit. Um, and I was going to convert that kit into the Kid. And I ended up not going with that one because the bridge on that one is actually a different design than what the actual bridge of the Kid was. And that kit was not a Sullivan's; it was just a generic Fletcher class. And people were making, man, we're taking torps left and right here. Oh nope, didn't get hit by those. Um, so yeah, it was a generic Fletcher class on the Tamiya, and I discovered the Sullivan's kit after the fact, and luckily, I did not buy that Tamiya kit because the Sullivan's has the accurate bridge to the Kid. So I didn't have to do anything custom. All I had to do with the Sullivans was just make sure I painted it in the same colors that the Kid is painted in, and it's an identical replica or version, whatever. Wolf, I'd recommend the 1 to 350 Mighty A, and that is what's currently actually on my wish list as far as model ships go. I am strongly, more than likely, going to go with the 1 to 350 of the Mighty A. Yeah, it would be 1 to 350 or 1 to 700, but I'm thinking for that particular ship, I want the 1 to 350. Oh, and kind of on topic and off topic at the same time. I was at the Lego store last weekend, and I heard, and I think it was Matt who actually told me this, that there was talks that Lego was going to discontinue the Titanic model. So when I was in the Lego store last weekend, I asked them about that, and the guy said he did not know anything about that. So but he said to basically keep checking on it and just to make sure that's if that happens, then we'll do what we got to do to try and figure out a way to get one. And Matt and I have actually been talking about that at length as to how we can get our hands on the Lego Titanic. I could be wrong, but I think I saw there was a Lego Mighty Mo. Now that's also something that's on my agenda too, Wolf, is uh from talking with me in Discord, I cannot stand waterline models. I want propellers, I want rudders, I want the complete ship. My USS Missouri model is a waterline model, and really I wasn't I did not do the greatest job on my model of the Mighty Mo as far as the mod, as far as the work I did on the models I've built so far. I feel like the worst job I did was on that model of the Mighty Mo. So Mo is going to be on my list, and eventually I will have another Mo that I'm going to build. And actually, maybe I will just go ahead and build all four Iowas. Yeah, I've thought about that as well. Matt, soon, my friend, soon. He's referring to the Lego Titanic. Wolf, you should get the Tamiya 1 to 350 Missouri. Um, I'm sure the Tamiya model is good, so I would not be opposed to getting that particular kit. So I asked the question earlier. I am just curious. Does anybody know if you look at the thumbnail for this week's live stream, there are three ships in that thumbnail. Does anybody know what three ships those are? Yep, North Carolina took a lot of damage in this one, but she's still going. He says the 1 to 350 Missouri is a beast. Of that, I have no doubt. And I imagine it would probably be pretty easy to do a conversion of buy that same kit four times and build all four Iowas. Because probably the only thing you really need to change is the hull numbers and the names of the ships. Matt, you will need room for all of your models one day, right? I'm already out of real estate. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the Olympians in the Texas when I'm done with them, but don't think I'm not going to build them. That's for sure. Uh, Matt, did I show you the Lego camera I built? I don't think you did. You should post that either in the model channel or in the toy channel on Discord. It works for either one. Wolf, the front ship looks like SS Leviathan. Wolf, you are correct. That is the Leviathan. Good job. I was hoping you would know. Do you know what the other two are? It's a very interesting photo. It's actually a really cool historic photo, not just because of the three ships that are in it, but the fact that it has, those particular three in it, if that makes sense. The ship behind Leviathan, this is Wolf, the ship behind Leviathan looks like RMS Majestic, or Majestic has also had the nickname Magic Stick. You are 2 out of 2, Wolf. Yes. The one in front is Leviathan. The one behind it is RMS Majestic. You are 2 out of 2. Wolf, I don't recognize the third on the right. Think about it for a sec, Wolf. Think about it real good. Matt says, I will post it in Discord. Yeah, Matt, that's what I was talking about. Post your picture in either the toy channel or the model building channel. It works. That photo that would work fine for either one of those channels. Wolf, is it Queen Mary? No, it's not Queen Mary. If you need me to throw you a bone, let me know. I'll give you a hint. But no, it is not Queen Mary. Speaking of Queen, I've been thinking of rewatching the original Poseidon Adventure. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. There's some type of horror movie that came out that is about the Queen Mary. A horror movie. Ships, horror movies. I'm sure it's probably terrible, and I really hate that it's going to probably make the Queen look dumb. But at the same time, with it being a museum ship, they paid. I'm sure they paid to film on the ship, so the museum makes money. So you know, I'd rather them get money to keep the ship functioning, even with a horrible movie, than not getting money at all. Wolf says, "I got nothing." Okay, Wolf. I will give you a hint. Um, let's see. Wolf say, "Is it another ship like Majestic and Leviathan?" So, Wolf, you know that, of course, um, Majestic and Leviathan originally were the same class of ship. Think about that. So yeah, I got to look into that and see if I can find that horror movie about the Queen Mary, or filmed on the Queen Mary, whatever it was. That looks like a Texas we're up against right there, which would make sense because North Carolina is a level 8 in the game, and Texas is a level 5. That's a big discrepancy right there. So maybe it's not Texas. Let's see, we're going to dodge some torps again. Wolf, is it Majestic and Leviathan's sister ship? Yes, it is, Wolf. And what was the name of the class of ships that those three ships were? I know you know the answer to that. You might not be remembering it, but you know the answer to that. Well, if the bridge looked different, so it threw me off. Yeah, it does look different. It most definitely looks different. So yeah, all three. So that is actually Berengaria, which originally was SS Imperator, and it was the Imperator class of ships. So yeah, that's the first time I ever see a photo where all three Imperators are together. So that's, to me, that's pretty significant. That's some historical significance right there. I don't know why this thing is suddenly lagging the way it is. And of course, if you look at the funnels on Leviathan, it has to be after all three ships were surrendered. The war had to have been over at that point, because if you look at Leviathan's funnels, I mean, you don't know for sure because the picture is in black and white, but it looks like the funnels at that point would have been painted in the red, white, and blue of the United States, which means that, of course, by that point, she would have been Leviathan and not Vaterland, as she was originally called. Well, I thought it was my tablet lagging. No, it is not your tablet, Wolf. I don't know why the footage is doing that. I guess it's a good thing we're approaching the end of the stream with that happening. So at least it's waiting until the end before I potentially have any issues here. Uh, so speaking of which, with us approaching the end, I will go over the schedule of content like I normally do. Um, all times for our content are U.S. Central Standard Time. On Monday through Fridays, we have we have a quiz question, which at 9 a.m., which is usually ship related. At 10 a.m., we have a poll question. And the poll question is about, it could be anything and everything. It's just a random poll of the day. At 11 o'clock, we have the short of the day, which is the video short, which they're about anything and everything. And again, all three of those things take place Monday through Friday. We have the video of the week, which is a full-length video every Friday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, our Histo Chat live stream, our 1 hour live stream every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Matt, your GPU card is bogging down. Might be time to dust it and replace the thermal grease. I'll let you do that. I'm not messing with that. My days of working on PCs is over. So yeah, that is our weekly scheduled content. I've been thinking about kind of just popping in here and there and doing like a random game night on the channel where I just do a live stream, just pick a random game and play. And we could talk about anything. Doesn't have to be history or ships or any of that stuff. It's just, whatever we feel like talking about. Yeah, if that's something you guys think would be fun, let me know. Hmm. So, all right, guys. So, yeah, we're pretty much at the 1 hour mark. So, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Um, Thank you guys for showing up. Matt, Wolf, Electronic Destroyer, thank you guys so much for showing up. I mean, especially Matt and Wolf, you guys are always here chatting with me every week. You know, you guys make this easy for me. You give me somebody to talk to. Destroyer, this is the private sign. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up and hanging out with me and giving me somebody to talk to. The live stream is what it is because of you guys. So, having said that, we'll be back again next Friday at our regular scheduled time. So, thanks everyone, and always until the next time, you know the drill. Drive safely.